Good morning, students. Welcome again in our social science class with chapter 2 of geography, that is physical features of India. In our last class, we have discussed Himalayan region and the northern plains. Today we will discuss the Peninsular Plateau. The Peninsular Plateau is a tableland composed of igneous and metamorphic rock. It was formed due to the breaking and drifting of Gondwana land, which we have studied earlier. And that's why this part is known as the oldest landmass of the world. The Deccan Plateau consists of two broad divisions. One is Central Highland and another is Deccan Plateau. Central Highland means the highland situated in Madhya Pradesh. So, it includes the area of Madhya Pradesh. And the other Deccan Plateau means the southern part of peninsula. The part of Peninsular Plateau lying to the north of the Narmada River, which cover a large area which is known as Malwa Plateau. Just to understand Central Highland, we will divide Central Highland into three parts. The western part of Central Highland is known as Malwa Plateau. The central part means east of Malwa Plateau is the area of Bundelkhand and Baghelkhand, and the eastmost area of Central Highland is known as Chota Nagpur Plateau. Means in Central Highland there is Malwa Plateau, Bundelkhand and Baghelkhand, and Chota Nagpur Plateau. These three regions together make Central Highland. The Central Highlands are wider in the west but narrower in the east. Means the area of Malwa Plateau is wider and it becomes less wide in eastern area. Means Chota Nagpur Plateau is the narrower. So try to understand the part of Malwa Plateau is that area which is the northern part of Narmada River, of Vindhya range, Satpura range and the Aravali's are the area of Malwa Plateau. Some rivers flow in this region in Malwa Plateau are Chambal, the Sindh, the Betwa and Ken rivers. You can find out easily in your map. So these rivers flow from southwest to northeast. Thus, we can realize the slope of that land. The eastward extension of Malwa Plateau is known as Bundelkhand and Baghelkhand. And Bundelkhand is the area which was ruled by Jhansi ki Rani once in our history. So the area of Jhansi comes within the Bundelkhand. The Chota Nagpur Plateau marks the further eastward extension drained by the Damodar River. And this area is full of rich mineral. So we have studied Central Highland, which is a part of Deccan Plateau, and Malwa Plateau, Chota Nagpur Plateau and Bundelkhand together make Central Highland. Now the Deccan Plateau. The Deccan Plateau is a triangular landmass that lies to the south of river Narmada. So Narmada river is a demarking point. North of Narmada is Central Highland and south of Narmada is Deccan Plateau. The Mahadev Range, Kaimur Hills and Maikal Range form the eastern extension of Deccan Plateau. The Deccan Plateau is higher in the west and slopes gently eastward. An extension of the plateau is also visible in the northeast, known as Meghalaya. It is separated by a fault from the Chota Nagpur Plateau. As the name itself explains, the Deccan Plateau is a plateau region in which Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat make the western and eastern edges of the Deccan Plateau respectively. Western Ghat lie parallel to the western coast and they are continuous range and can be caused through pass only. Pass means natural way between hills. So Western Ghat is a continuous range and which can be crossed by only some passes like Thal, Bhor and Pal Ghats. Thal Ghat, Bhor Ghat and Pal Ghats. On the other side, the Western Ghat higher than the Eastern Ghat. The height of Western Ghat is 900 to 1600 meter. The Eastern Ghat stretch from Mahanadi Valley, means Odisha, to the Negros in south. The Eastern Ghat are discontinuous range or irregular range and dissected by rivers draining into the Bay of Bengal. So we have seen the Western Ghat are continuous range, but the Eastern Ghat are not continuous. It is dissected by rivers. The Western Ghat causes orographic rain by facing the rain bearing moist wind to rise along the western slope of the Ghats. The highest peak of Western Ghat is Anaimudi and Dodabeta. Anaimudi is 2695 meters high and the Dodabeta is 2637 meters. One distinct feature of Peninsular Plateau is black soil area known as Deccan Trap. Means the black soil area of Deccan Plateau is known as Deccan Trap. And this is of volcanic origin. So the rocks are igneous rock. Now come to the coastal plains. We have studied Eastern Ghat and Western Ghat, and now we will going to study coastal plains. The Peninsular Plateau flanked by stretch of narrow coastal stripe that is called coastal plain. Along the Arabian Sea on the west and the Bay of Bengal on the east. A narrow area between Western Ghat Hills and Arabian Sea is known as Western Coastal Plain. And we can divide this coastal plain into three sections. The northern part of the coast is called Konkan, that is from Mumbai to Goa. Means the part of western coastal plain from Mumbai to Goa is known as Konkan. The central stretch is called Kannada Plain. Means the part of Karnataka, the part of coastal plain which lies in Karnataka is known as Kannada Plain, while the southern stretch is referred as Malabar Coast. Means the area of coastal plain lies in Kerala is known as Malabar Coast. So Mumbai to Goa is known as Konkan. Goa to the Karnataka region is known as Kannad, and the part which lies in south, that is in Kerala, is known as Malabar Coast. So Western Ghat is divided in three sections. Western coastal plain is divided in three sections, that is Konkan, Konkan Coast, Kannada Coast and Malabar Coast. The plains along the Bay of Bengal are called Eastern Coastal Plain. The northern part of Eastern Coastal Plain is known as Northern Sarkar, while the southern part is known as Coromandel Coast. Large rivers like Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri have formed delta here on the coast, on this coast, and Chilka is an important feature of eastern coast. Chilka is a lake. Chilka Lake is the largest saltwater lake in India, and it lies in the state of Odisha. Now the Indian desert. The Indian desert lies towards the western margins of Aravalli Hills. It is a sandy plain covered with sand dunes. This region receives very low rainfall, below 150 meters per year. It has arid climate with very low vegetation cover. Streams appear during the rainy season, but soon they disappear into the sands. Luni is the only large river in the Indian desert. Now the islands. We know that India has a vast mainland, but the country has two groups of island. Lakshadweep island groups lying close to the Malabar coast of Kerala. This is a group of island which is composed of small coral island. Earlier these are known as Lakshadweep, Minicoy and Amendev. But in 1973, these were named as Lakshadweep. It covers area of 32 square kilometer, and Kavarati Island is the administrative headquarter of Lakshadweep. There is a chain of island located in Bay of Bengal also, extending from north to south. These are Andaman and Nicobar Island. They are bigger in size and almost scattered. The entire group of island is divided into two broad categories: the Andaman in the north and the Nicobar in the south. Means the island groups are divided in two parts. Northern group of island is called Andaman and the southern group of island is known as Nicobar. There is a great diversity of flora and fauna in this group of island. These islands are close to equator and experience equatorial climate. So, there locates thick forest. This is thick forested area of evergreen forest. So, this is all about our chapter, the physical features of India. Hope now you are well versed of our physical features of India. Go through your book, and if there is any query, you can ask in my personal number. Thank you.